Say, Say, Say. Say, Say, Say is a song written and performed by English musician Paul McCartney and American singer Michael Jackson, released in October 1983 as the lead single to McCartney's 1983 album Pipes of Peace. Produced by George Martin, the song was recorded during production of McCartney's 1982 Tug of War album, about a year before the release of The Girl Is Mine, the pair's first duet from Jackson's album Thriller 1982. After its release in October 1983, Say 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 became Jackson's seventh top 10 hit inside a year. It was a #1 hit in the United States, his sixth #1 single there. Canada, Norway, Sweden, and several other countries reached #2 in the United Kingdom, and peaked within the top 10 in Australia, Austria, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Switzerland, and over 20 other nations. In 2013, Billboard magazine listed the song as the 41st biggest hit of all time on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. It has also been voted the 9th best collaboration of all time in a Rolling Stone Readers poll. The single was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. The single was promoted with an influential music video directed by Bob Giraldi. The short film centers around two con artists called Mac and Jack, played by McCartney and Jackson. Background, recording, and composition. McCartney biographer Ray Coleman asserted that the majority of the song's lyrics were written by Jackson and given to McCartney the next day. Recording began at AR Studios in London in May 1981. At the time, McCartney was recording Tug of War, his second solo album, after the breakup of his group Wings. Jackson stayed at the home of McCartney and his wife Linda during the recording sessions, and became friends with both. While at the dining table one evening, Paul McCartney brought out a booklet that displayed all the songs to which he owned the publishing rights. "This is the way to make big money," the musician informed Jackson. "Every time someone records one of these songs, I get paid. Every time someone plays these songs on the radio or in live performances, I get paid." McCartney's words influenced Jackson's later purchase of ATV Music Publishing in 1985. McCartney played several instruments on Say Say Say, including percussion, synthesizer, guitar, and bass guitar. The harmonica was played by Chris Smith and the rhythm guitar was played by David Williams. The song was engineered by former Beatles sound engineer Geoff Emerick. The production of Say 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 was completed in February 1983, after it had been refined and overdubbed at Cherokee Studios in California. George Martin, who had worked with the Beatles, produced the song. He said of his experience with Jackson, "He actually does radiate an aura when he comes into the studio. There's no question about it. He's not a musician in the sense that Paul is, but he does know what he wants in music, and he has very firm ideas." Jackson also spoke of the experience in his autobiography, Moonwalk. The younger singer revealed that the collaboration boosted his confidence, as Quincy Jones, producer of Thriller, was not present to correct his mistakes. Jackson added that he and McCartney worked as equals, stating, "Paul never had to carry me in that studio." According to Music Notes, com by Alfred Music Publishing, Say 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 was performed in common time, with a dance beat of 116 beats per minute. It is in the key of B minor and sung in a vocal range from F3 to B4. The lyrics to Say 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 reflect an attempt to win back a girl's affection. Deseret News considered the song to be a pleading kind of love song. Release and reception. Following the release of Thriller and most of its singles, Say 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 was released on 3 October 1983 by Parlophone in the UK and Columbia Records in the US. It remained atop Billboard's Hot 100 for 6 weeks and became Jackson's seventh top 10 hit of 1983, breaking a record that until then was held jointly by the Beatles and Elvis Presley. Also in the US, Say 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 reached #2 on the R&B chart behind Time Will Reveal by DeBarge and #3 on the Hot Adult Contemporary Tracks chart. Billboard also stated that the recording earned top spot as Jackson's best-performing Hot 100 chart single after leading the U.S. charts for 6 weeks. Although the song had peaked at number 10 in the UK, it began to fall steadily. McCartney subsequently held an early weekday live television interview where he discussed the song's music video. This, along with screenings of the video on top of the pops which normally played only singles that were rising in the charts, the Tube and Noel Edmonds' The Late Breakfast Show helped propel the song to number 2 on the UK singles chart. Say reached number 1 in Norway and Sweden, and the single also reached the top 10 in Austria, Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. With wholesale shipments of at least 1 million units, the single was later certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. Say received mixed reviews from music critics. The lyrics were named the worst of 1983 by the Buffalo News' Anthony Violante, while the Lexington Herald Leader stated in a review of Pipes of Peace that, aside from Say and The Man, McCartney wasted the rest of the album on bathos and whimsy. The Los Angeles Times' Paul Grain also reviewed the McCartney album and opined that the singer had redeemed himself with the success of the spunky song, but plunged back into wimpdom with No More Lonely Nights. Journalist Whitney Pasterek compared the song to McCartney's 1982 duet with Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory. She asserted that Say was a better song and had a better though slightly more nonsensical music video, adding that the song had no heavy-handed social content. Penn states the Daily Collegian described the track as a good song, despite its ad nauseum broadcasts. Deseret News stated that the pleading love song had a masterful, catchy hook. In a Rolling Stone review, the track was described as an amiable though vapid dance groove. The reviewer, Park Pewterbaugh, added that it was an instantly hit-bound froth punk that tends, after all, toward banality. Music critic Nelson George stated that Say would not have deserved the airplay it received without McCartney and Jackson. Salon.com later described the song as a sappy duet and said that McCartney had become a wimpy old fart to the music public. Billboard listed Say as Michael Jackson's all-time biggest Hot 100 single. In a 2007 article, a writer for the magazine Vibe listed Say as the 22nd greatest duet of all time. The writer commented that the song was a true falsetto fantasy and that it was still thrilling to hear the sweet-voiced duo trade harmonies on the chorus. In 2005, Dutch musicians High-Tack sampled Say on their debut single, Say Waiting for You. The song featured Jackson's vocals from the original recording, plus McCartney's Baby. 2015 version. On 6 October 2015, McCartney released a new version of the song in which the vocal roles of him and Jackson are reversed. It was remixed by Steve Orchard and Mark Spike Stent. On the new version, which is over 3 minutes longer than the original, the opening of the first is sung by Jackson instead of McCartney. Orchard said of the remix, Paul remembered that there were 2 unused lead vocal performances by Michael and himself. We rearranged the vocal sequence and inverted the original performance so that Michael opened the first verse instead of Paul, to give the song a different take to the original version. More specifically, Jackson sings the parts that McCartney had in the original, and vice versa, for much of the song. The track appears on the 2015 reissue of Pipes of Peace. A radio edit of the new remix was released for streaming on 30 October 2015, while an instrumental version of it is available for download at paulmccartney.com. To coincide with the release of the recording, McCartney released a new music video on his Facebook page on 6 October 2015. Directed and choreographed by Ryan Heffington, it featured a group of young dancers, filmed in black and white in Los Angeles neighborhoods, with moves that are reminiscent of Michael Jackson's. Personnel. Say. Paul McCartney guitars, keyboards, percussion vocals. Michael Jackson vocals, percussion. Chris Hammersmith harmonica, David Williams rhythm guitar, Nathan Watts bass, Bill Woolford Linda McCartney, Eric Stewart backing vocals, Ricky Lawson drums, Jerry Hay, Ernie Watts, Gary E. Grant, Gary Herbig horns, Ode to a Koala Bear. Paul McCartney vocals, bass, piano, electric guitar, guitar. Chris Lawrence bass, Paul Robinson drums, Linda McCartney, Eric Stewart backing vocals. Music video, production, plot, and reception. The music video or short film for Say 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 was filmed in October 1983 and was directed by Bob Giraldi, who had previously directed Michael Jackson's music video for Beat It. Cameo appearances in the video are made by McCartney's then-wife Linda, as well as Jackson's older sister LaToya. Rolling Stone quoted Bob Giraldi, who recounted McCartney's nervousness about the project. Paul was terribly insecure about appearing next to Michael in terms of dance. Paul and Michael were not that. According to LaToya Jackson, during filming of the video, the McCartneys were staying at a property named Sycamore Valley Ranch, 5 miles from the town of Los Olivos, California in the Santa Ynez Valley. Jackson visited them and expressed interest in someday buying the property. In 1988, he would do so, renaming it Neverland Ranch. The saloon portion was filmed at the 1880 Union Hotel in Los Alamos. McCartney flew in specifically for the filming. The video cost $500,000 to produce. In the short film, the duo play Mac and Jack, a pair of medicine shokin men who sell a miracle potion. The salesman McCartney offers Jackson the potion and claims that it is guaranteed to give you the strength of a raging bull. Jackson drinks the potion and challenges a large man to arm wrestle. Unbeknownst to a watching crowd, the man along with Linda is also in on the scam. After Jackson wins the rigged contest, the crowd of people surge forward and buy the potion. Mac and Jack then donate all of the money earned from the scam to an orphanage. After this scene, McCartney and Jackson star as vaudeville performers who sing and dance at a bar. On stage, the duo appear in clown makeup at one point and quickly go through a number of costume changes. Jackson flirts with a young woman portrayed by his real-life sister LaToya. When law enforcement officers appear at the back of the venue, Mac quickly starts a small fire on stage and Linda hollers fire, emptying the venue and allowing the group to escape via backstage, yet somehow finding time to change into tuxedos first. The video ends with Paul, Linda, and Michael as they drive off into the sunset. LaToya, who was handed a bunch of flowers by McCartney, is left at the roadside. The video also features appearances by director Giraldi as a pool shark who is conned by McCartney, and Art Carney as an audience member for the vaudeville show. Giraldi said of Jackson and McCartney, "Michael didn't outdance Paul, and Paul didn't outsing Michael." He added that production of the video was hard work because the egos could fill a room. The video introduced both dialogue and storyline, an element extended upon in Michael Jackson's Thriller. In a 1984 study of music videos conducted by the National Coalition on Television Violence, the Jacksons were rated very violent, citing Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, Thriller, and Say Say Say, as well as Jermaine Jackson's Dynamite and the Jacksons' Torture. In a list compiled by Billboard at the end of 1984, the music video was named the fourth best of the year, and the rest of the top 4 were also short films by Jackson. The Manchester Evening News later described the Say 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 video as an anarchic caper. Pop Matters stated that the music videos of Say 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 and Goodnight Tonight turned a pair of otherwise forgettable songs into something worth watching. Stephen Greenlee of the Boston Globe reflected that the video was both horrifying and compelling, and stated the ridiculousness of a potion which could aid Jackson in beating somebody at arm wrestling. He added it's even harder to believe that the two of them didn't get the pulp beaten out of them in that bar for dressing like a pair of Chess King employees. The Say 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 video was later included on the DVD The McCartney Years and Michael Jackson's Vision. Themes. Two authors later reviewed the short film and documented two central themes. The first is a child/men theme, the role of both a boy and an adult, which writer James M. Curtis states Jackson plays throughout the music video for Say Say Say. Curtis writes that the bathroom scene involving the shaving foam is reminiscent of boys copying their fathers. He adds that the scene marks the distinction between Michael's roles as a child and as a man. The writer also highlights the part where the singer supposedly becomes strengthened with a miracle potion, a further play on the child/man theme. Furthermore, Curtis observes that Paul and Linda McCartney seem to act as if they are Jackson's parents in the short film. The author also notes that in a scene where Jackson is handed a bouquet of flowers from a girl, it is a reversal of one from City Lights, a 1931 film starring Charlie Chaplin, whom the singer greatly adored. The second of the two main themes in the music video is of African American history and culture, as some of the vaudeville scenes in the short film acknowledge minstrel shows and blackface. Author W.T. Lamon writes that the video is set in the Great Depression, and that McCartney and Jackson convey a compactly corrupt history of blackface as they con their way to riches with the Mac and Jack show. Lamon was critical of the pair and of the video because he felt that the African American theme had not been made explicitly known. The author expressed his view that aspects of the short film were historically out of sync with interracial relations. He stated, "Nearly everything in the video is backward. Mac's white hand continually helping Black Jack on board, for instance, reverses the general process I have shown of blacks providing whites with their sustaining gestures." Lamon added, "In a just world, Jackson should be pulling McCartney onto the wagon, not the other way around." Track listing. UK 7 single Say 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 with Michael Jackson 355, Ode to a Koala Bear 345 US 12 single Say 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 John Jellybean Benitez remix with Michael Jackson 540 He 40 He 40 He 40 He 40 He 40 Say 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 John Jellybean Benitez remix instrumental with Michael Jackson 7-0. Ode to a Koala Bear 3 452,015 transparent vinyl reissue Say 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 2015 remix with Michael Jackson 7-0. Say 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 John Jellybean Benitez remix instrumental with Michael Jackson 7-0 digital streaming Say 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 2015 remix/radio edit with Michael Jackson 341 digital download via Paul McCartney. Say 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 2015 remix/radio edit instrumental with Michael Jackson 341. Charts. Certifications. Cover version. Say 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 Waiting for You by High Tack.